Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Yeah, still have the little scar up there. Okay, let's take a look, shall we? Current blood sugar, we're sitting at 6.6, fully calibrated for the evening. I have 3.025 units left, and just took some insulin for the stack that I took earlier. So we're above 6 now, so I can tell you it. I didn't do it earlier. Okay, pretty alright day. Shall we take a look at where Mike's blood sugar is now? Not blood sugar, time and range. Oh, my current time and range is 100%. Another great day. I'll have to send this to Sandra. Average sugar in millimoles per liter was 6.7. Now, hopefully, we can keep this up for Sunday. Till Sunday. I don't know. We'll see. Today, I want to talk to you about diabetic emergencies. No, that's not what we want to talk to. We want to talk to you about pump emergencies. And what do we really have to worry about? Do we not have to worry about them? Stay tuned, and we'll be right back in 5, 4, 3, 2. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. What are pump emergencies? Pump emergencies are simply when your pump can't deliver insulin for whatever reason, and you need to ensure that you are prepared to handle them and to be able to move on. I know when I was getting used to wearing the pump, I got my pump pulled out, my site pulled out. Pretty much what happened to me the other night when I went up to 16. My blood sugars went up because there was no insulin. Your insulin, for most part, is good from 4 to 6 hours. Some of us go down even less to 2. Insulin in me only works for about 2 hours, and then it's gone. Where does it go? I don't know. It's absorbed, does its job, and it says, okay, I'm out of here. Click the time clock. So, I kind of mentioned the first emergency, getting this pulled out. If you're on the Omnipod or the Freestyle and you have it on your arm, it could get knocked off quite quickly. So this is why I always say, if you go out, make sure you have supplies with you. There are little boxes from Medtronic you can get, or through online. I think My Diabetes or My Diabetic has a number of quite nice carry-alls for men or women. A lot of men just put it in their briefcase. A lot of women just carry it in their purse. For me, I have it in a knapsack that I can grab as I leave. So when I go to Vancouver and I go and see my eye doctor or my endocrinologist, I have everything with me to do a site change if I need to. It's always great to go and have an appointment with your doctor, and you spend more time covering your diabetic pump emergencies. When I used to go see my diabetic nurse every week, not every week, but every 2 weeks, we'll say. I would show up, we'd do a test, and no matter what I was at home, when I got to her in her office, my blood sugar had dropped. The pump started making noise. That was one of the wake-up calls. Hey, Mike, you should be prepared. And we've talked about this, having your diabetic kit ready to go at a drop of a hat. Now for me, because I'm in a chair when I'm out, it's on the back of my chair. I'm able to go and do a site change if I had to. Same as if I go just down the street here to the drugstore. I still take my whole kit with me. Because once you pull out your tubing or you knock your sensor off or your pump, you will find you have about 2 hours before your blood sugar starts. Now, things you also need to watch is your battery life. Oh God, when it goes red, it may be time for you to change your battery. Don't play chicken with the pump. Don't go out and find, oh yes, my pump alarm isn't working. You want to make sure you have insulin ready and that you also have your battery power up. Again, you want to have stuff in case you have an emergency, but you don't want to tie up other people's day, especially if you're at the doctor's trying to figure out your pump. Now, you could say, oh, well, I can go to any drugstore and get what I need. True, but some are really picky. If you go to a chain, you might be able. It's up to the chain on whether they want. I know, and this is not a pump example, but I went to a drugstore years ago and I asked for insulin syringes. Oh my God, the questioning we got. Anything that can cause the pump to stop working is an emergency. Again, you have 2 hours. Now, a pump emergency could also be that it's not giving you enough insulin. It could be you're ill or in distress and your body just needs that much more insulin and the pump can't deliver it. That's where you need to contact your endo or your diabetes center, and they'll be able to sort you out. Most diabetic centers, if you're going there and seeing them on a regular basis, will have someone to help. If you're in real dire straits, try going to the drugstore, seeing if they will help. But don't be surprised if they sit there and go, I don't know about a pump. We carry this because we have a customer, but it may not fit your pump. Now, one of the big things you're going to have to do with a pump emergency is that you are going to have to probably give an injection if you don't have the correct tubing or for whatever reason, you may need to give a shot. You're going to need, sure, I'm not a doctor, so check with your doctor and see what the plan is. Check your blood sugar. Give the correction dose for the amount that your sugar is out of whack. Give the needle check in 2 hours to see where you are. Obviously, if you give a shot and you find that you're very dry and dehydrated like this, do another blood sugar. You may need a little bit more insulin. But again, that's the plan. I'm talking to you about what the plan is that I have had with my doctor. Doesn't mean your plan has to be exactly the same. It can be different. Diabetic emergency is not getting insulin as you need it. And this device is your insulin. You don't want to start, especially with the new pumps on the market, you don't want to give an injection and say, oh, that's all right, the pump will take care of it. The pump won't necessarily take care of it. You have to keep an eye on it. Now, if you have the sensor with the pump, as I do, you can press it and find out what your blood sugar is. All the information is on here. And again, if you just think it's this one, let me just double check. Is it that? It tell you how many percentage you have time in range and what all the different colors mean and how you can best suit. If you're giving yourself insulin, chances are the rules that you don't want this going. I got very sick in September. I know I told you the story. I ended up in emergency. I still had my pump going, and they hooked me up to my insulin drip, and they then said, your pump's not on, is it? And I said, yeah. Well, no, shut it off. And I'm going, but we want the pump. If you're getting an IV insulin, more than likely you're not going to have the pump going. Your pump will warn you if your blood sugar goes too high, if it goes too low. You may need to supplement or do a correction dose. My pump is a closed loop, which means it pretty well takes care of everything. I don't have to worry about it. But I usually end up waking up, and if I find my pump's become dislodged from me, I just hook it back up. Now, some of you might be saying, well, that's one of the pitfalls of having a catheter attached to your body all the time. Well, let me tell you, it's pretty much the same with an Omnipod, because they can get knocked off of you just the same as a regular pump can. It's important to remember, treat all diabetic emergencies right away. Could be as simple as you need to do a new site change. If you pretty well ask if there's a washroom, it's not the greatest place to do it. If you have a car, you could do it in your car, but just get it done as quickly as possible. Your body needs insulin every second of the day. Some of it will be a background, which we call basal. Some of it will be to do a bolus, but you need to be connected to insulin, whether it be the Omnipod or through a T-Slim or a Medtronic pump, just to make sure that you constantly get a drip of insulin in. Treat it with respect, get it taken care of, and then you can move on with the day. And with that, have a super day and we'll talk again soon. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.